Oh gosh, this game. So I promised, yes, I promised not to cry. I'll see how great your Pokemon are, like your Azurill. Fun fact: Azurill has a 25% chance of being transgender. Okay, I feel like I should probably elaborate on that. Uh, there's a 25. There's basically, because the game designers like were not very smart, or just they were in a hurry or whatever, or they just didn't care. They gave Azurill as a 75% chance of being a female and a 25% chance of being male. But whenever it evolves into Meryl, Meryl has a 50-50 shot of either. So 25% of those female Azurill will become male Meryl. So there you have it. And also, if you beat all the trainers, this guy gives you a bunch of soda pop, which is actually a useful healing item. It's actually a little bit better than the super potion. Although they also changed like how much each item heals you in these games, but I know the one from this game at least. All right, so here we are in Slateport City. There's a bunch of little shops and stuff over here. I don't know if there's anything interesting. This guy sells you dolls. I don't know why I was about to say serves you dolls. Why'd you want dolls, you ask? Because they're cute. So I might have to remember to come back and talk to this chick later. This dude is the energy guru. He sells you vitamins which raise your Pokemon's AVs. Each one of these adds 10 EVs in a specific stat. They are useful, but they can only go up to 100 in each stat. You have to do the rest of EV training the hard way. EV training I probably will get into because that's at least easy enough to do. This guy is selling seaweed, but you can't buy it. This dude doesn't give you anything. He just talks about secret power, whatever that is. This is the name raider. You can use it. Actually, no, it's not. I lied. I'm the chairman of the Pokemon fan club. Unfortunately, this guy doesn't give you a bike voucher. He just kind of rambles on forever. I think that if you have, well, actually, I don't. I'll return to this later. Pokeblocks. Yeah, we'll get into all that crap in a little bit. I love seeing Pokemon that love their trainers. So if you have a Pokemon that has max happiness, or actually, never mind, not max happiness, because I know that Marshtomp isn't max happiness. I think maybe it's like 100 plus happiness, and she gives you the Soothe Bell, which is Pokemon that increases your Pokemon's friendship, which is very useful for some things. But I don't really care about it for this run. Anyway, talk to this random guy sitting around here. This is the only way to progress the plot. This confused the heck out of me when I was younger. So he's just like, can you go find Captain Stern and deliver this 7 goods to him? And then suddenly all these Team MaDKIP people who I was ignoring earlier are gone. And then you have to pay the price of admission to get in here, but it's very cheap. Talk to this guy. He's like, "Aye, what are you doing here? Me, I'm the Team MaDKIP, remember you left before, remember?" And then he gives you a TM, which I'm not going to use. But it's here. I just thought I'd let you know. Ah, darn it, he's so true. Apparently this guy was going to steal something from the museum. Yeah, I love how they're just all just like, checking out the museum. Sure you can. Yeah, I wonder who did that. Maybe. I want to know how that guy did it. I guess, he has a speech skill of 100. Sure you do. Museum stealers. The linchpin. You want to say that to his face? Alright, so now you talk to this dude who's looking at a boat. And then suddenly... Team Magma just walks in and they're like, shut your yap. Buzz off. And then you battle them because that's what you do. That's how you solve all your conflicts. Numble, I caught one of these in Pokemon Go today. You better get prepared for a lot of that in this Let's Play. Oh no, that was so hard. Oh no, a kid beat me. How could he possibly do this? You should have brought. You shouldn't have sent out a Numble against the water type Pokemon, you doofus. Oh, you have a Zubat. You're packing something that matches up against me a little bit better. But I will still overcome you with sheer brute power. It didn't even matter because I still one-hit KO you. What doth life? Actually, you know what? I think I'm just gonna ignore contests for now completely and get into them in my Sapphire Let's Play. And here's the boss. Also very popular with the ladies. I came to see what was taking so long to snatch some parts, and you simps are held up by a mere child. I am Team Magma's Maxie. Why on earth do you feel compelled to mess up Team Magma's plans? 'Cause I'm the protagonist. That's really all the talking we need to do. Please go away. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, you'll see no mercy from us. I'm so scared, dude. What are you gonna do? Send out another Numble? Numble is not a bad Pokemon, but just when my star was a water type, it's really absolutely no challenge. Because it's a fire ground that makes water gun 4 times effective. Water gun normally has a power of 40, but doing all the math eventually ends up with a power of 240. Because first you apply same type attack bonus, which gives it a 1.5 multiplier that goes from 40 to 60. Then it's 4 times super effective because it's super effective against both of Numble's types. So you multiply that by 4, which gets you to 240. Science. Actually, math. So I'm not going to bother with the contest, but there is one thing I need to do for later. I guess I don't need to, but I might want to anyway. Just grab this Pokeblock case. It's actually required to get into somewhere which has a lot of Pokemon in it. And talk to this guy, and who I didn't know existed for the longest time. And he just never shuts up, but he eventually gives you the TM41 for a move called Torment, which actually isn't that useful. It won't let you use the same move twice in a row. Fitting enough that you find that in the contest hall, because you actually can't. If you use the same move 2 times in a row, you usually get penalized in the contests, and there's nothing in here. Let's just go off. Go off, I guess. And then we run into... Oh, there's something that happens in Emerald only that I was expecting there. It'd be delightful if I showed you my Pokemon. Oh gosh, that became like the run for the cube voice. It would be delightful if you showed me my Pokemon. My Pokemon. Here's my Blizzard. My Blizzard is level 15. Oh, Mudsport. That new move is completely useless. Mudsport weakens the power of electric type moves, which, I had a stroke. Marshtomp is already completely immune to because it's a ground type. And yes, almost every Pokemon that learns this is a ground type. Occasionally they'll get smart and they'll give it to something which is like actually weak to electric, but usually not. Like the Pokemon Budew, which is a Gen 4 Pokemon, can learn Water Sport, which does the same thing except it weakens fire moves. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a thing. You talk to this table and this dude just appears out of the air and he's like, "Huzzah! You've come to challenge your trick house." And he just talks forever, and then you have to go in and oops, I can't actually do this. Cool, because I don't have cut. Rest in peace, my chances of doing the trick house. Until I get a Swampert, at least. I think that Swampert can learn cut. Alright, so I'm never talking to you again. And I'm also not going to get those items. That's sad. Do you feel the tug of our soul-soothing fragrance? Fragrance. I have a speech impediment. A very minor one, but whenever I don't even know if it counts as a speech impediment. I've been calling it that, but it's just when I was a kid, I had a hard time pronouncing the R and L syllables, so I sounded like a Daffy Duck or whatever. Would that be Daffy Duck? I don't know, man. You can't battle them because they don't have any rights. My Pokemon is delightfully adorable. It's slightly adorable. I'm Pokebot Miguel. Okay, no, I'm sorry, I'll stop that. As tempting as it would be to just say every single one of this trainer type's lines in that voice, I don't want to subject you to that. What I'm referencing is there's this YouTuber named Run for the Cube who's just kind of known for pronouncing things in interesting ways. And like, I've never seen any of this dude's videos except for one, which is called like the Gummy Rat Candy Review or something like that. I remember like my roommate, my freshman year of college, showed it to me, and I think like I started crying because it was so bad. Like just listening to this voice, just like it destroys you on the inside. That's the only way I can think of to describe it. Like, I'm doing like an approximation of it. If you think that that's annoying, you probably just shouldn't look up the video. So yeah, that's completely unrelated to Pokemon, but that's okay. Every now and then I just gotta talk about something completely random. Like, my random ramblings about about Spider-Man during my Chorokyu Let's Plays did not go unnoticed. Apparently I'm getting, like, parodied in an upcoming Chorokyu RPG game, which I might be working on or I might not be. It's a mystery. But I have no involvement with that specific design choice. I'm not that... Yes, the mailbox. And a mail, something, and a mail. So I'm just gonna deposit all this stuff, which I know I'm not gonna need for a while, or ever, most likely. And the Sue's Bell, too. All you need is soft sand. Alright, so let's move on. Did I heal just now? Yeah, I did, okay. I don't know why, it's... don't go in there, there's nothing you can do in there right now. There's nothing you can do for him! I found some cool Pokemon in the grass around here. I have no clue what that voice was. That was a weird one. Puchana? Why not Zigzagoon? Wow, what was they thinking? That's how you can tell I've run out of commentary. That happened. Thrilling gameplay. Now, actually, this next fight, I'm actually expecting to be quite a doozy. This fight's actually considered the hardest fight to do in like a speedrun of this game, or like at least a certain category of speedrun. And I'll explain why in a little bit, but it kind of has to be seen to be believed. Alright, so actually because of that, I'm going to save. Like, I know I've been pretty much breezing through this game so far, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to win this or not. Just being brutally honest. Alright, so... Hello, May. Hi, Ruby. Long time no see. That's a phrase that is said extremely frequently in the Sonic games for some reason. Alright, here's May, the most fearsome trainer in the game. I think I once saw a top 10 list of like the top 10 like toughest trainers in Pokemon that put May at like number 5 just because of this fight. Even though it technically could have been Brenton either, but you know, everyone thinks of May as being their rival because only boys exist on the internet. I actually really hate that I got growled there because that's going to severely impede my chances of victory here. So this is the tough part. She sends out Grovyle, which at this point, does it know Leaf Blade yet? I hope not. Gosh. At least, wait, actually, let me try something devious. Alright, how much damage is this going to do? Oh no, I might have made a mistake. See, this would have worked if I had been faster than it. But I think that's going to do too much damage and knock me out too quickly. Let's see here, that's in 2 turns it did 52 damage. Which means I'm not going to survive this last hit. Alright, nice. Oh, hi. Yeah, someone decided to put their intro in the game and it has swearing in it, so I can't show the whole thing. So let's try that again. Whatever. We already did this part. Okay, that time it water gunned me, which is probably for the better. Alright, so let me do some quick mental math here. Alright, first of all, let me check Mudden stats. Its attack is 13 points higher than its special attack. Alright, so Mudshot has a base power 55, add same type attack bonus, or stab for short. That brings it up to 72, 77, 82.5, I think. Yeah, 82.5. But then, it's not very effective against Grovyle, so that brings it down to 41.25. Alright, Water Gun. So that's 41.25. Water Gun is 40 to 60 to 3. So that's even weaker. And then... Okay. So if I'm doing my math right, and I always do my math right, Tackle's actually going to be my best bet here. It only has a power of 35. But Mudshot, even after stab, would be slightly weaker than that because it's not very effective. And I'm also, there's no way I'm going to be able to get through this without those soda pops I got earlier. So, also the fact that it heals itself is obnoxious. So yeah, this is gonna be a trip here, fellas. I really hope it doesn't get a critical, because that would severely impede my progress. Alright, here we go. Gosh, the fact that it's faster than me really doesn't help. Gosh dang it! Alright, let's try this again. And it growled me. Nope, not taking that. That's just gonna make it take even longer for me to hit that Grovyle. I could go like train more, but I'd rather not. Yeah, because at level 29, Mudden will learn Takedown. which will do a lot more damage than Tackle will. Actually, if I lose again, I'm just gonna do that. And actually, I had to do that in an early... When I was a little kid. I actually remember this because we were on vacation in Hawaii at the time. My sister lent me her Ruby game. And while, like, the adults were all doing something, like, boring that I didn't want to be a part of, I was trying to beat this fight. And because I was a kid, I was... didn't really have a strong team. So I was like, dude, how do I beat this trainer? And then my sister was like, oh, if you level Marshtomp up to level 29, it'll learn Takedown, and you can use that. And I'm like, it's level 21 right now. I don't want to do that. So yeah, that's a fun story for my life. Story of my life. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, are you kidding me? It missed? This sucks. Yeah, this fight is just ridiculous. I don't think it's as bad if you're not doing a mud... Actually, if you're not doing a MaDKIP solo run, it really isn't that bad. You just have to make sure you have something that can take out the starter. Because the other two are like basically cannon fodder. How long is this going to take? If Marshtomp were faster than that, I could be using Bide and potentially knocking it out in one hit, given how much damage. Really? Okay, so I'm now officially at the disadvantage here, because this thing has fully healed itself again. Freaking Grovyle, man. There's a reason why they made this guy one of the villains in one of the Pokemon Understate Dungeon games. I could eventually just run out of PP because I'm pretty sure Tackle has slightly more than Absorb. But I don't have enough healing items to do that. That's the problem. Here's the problem. Yeah, and if I wasn't extremely over-leveled, I'd be going down on like one hit here. Gosh dang it! I hate this thing. I don't even think this is possible, honestly, without just having so many healing items. Yes, you know what? We're just gonna do my plan B. We're just gonna kill a whole bunch of people and become famous mass murderers and get documentaries devoted to us. Plusle is actually extremely rare on this route. It only has a 1% chance of appearing in Pokemon Ruby version, with Minun being it's more common than alternative. In Sapphire it's reversed, and Minun has a 1% chance of appearing. So that's pretty cool that we got to see a Plusle. Alright, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh gosh, dang it. Okay, let's go back to the Pokemon Center. No, go away. I don't want your Girl Scout cookies. Alright, because I'm basically grinding, I'm gonna be a little more liberal with the speed up key. Okay, one more level. Oh, you can find Oddish here. You can find a lot of stuff here that's quite good. Electrike's not bad. Plusle and Minun are fairly bad. Plusle is usable. I actually am going to use it on my teams in one of the other games. Oddish is okay. Gulpin's okay. Okay, so the stuff here isn't that good. I retract my previous statement. You son of a gun. Wingull isn't that great, but it is actually pretty useful because it can learn a lot of HMs. And it can learn Ice Beam. And It's good that you can have a surf user and a fly user on the same slot, which is nice. It also can learn Ice Beam. What the heck? I guess it's not 29. I guess we're gonna keep going. Boom 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 boom. I don't remember how that goes exactly. So, ever read the Pokemon Adventures manga? Oh gosh, there's a story. I told this in my old Pokemon Leaf Green Let's Play. On the one that was on Doorman Net Productions. But I'll tell it again because it's an interesting story. Mildly. So basically, if you're not familiar with the Pokemon Adventures manga, it's just sort of like an adaptation of the games. It gives all like the silent protagonist characters their own distinct personalities. I actually really like it. I've read through most of the Emerald arc now. I need to go back and finish it up. Yeah, that's one of the things which actually got me really attached to the Pokemon franchise, even when I was in high school. But anyways, so that was just some background information. Now I'm gonna talk. There's this dream I had. I'll recount it the best I can. So it's been a while, so I might not be able to remember it perfectly. Basically, the characters in that named Ruby and Sapphire, representing the game's... Here we go, here's Takedown. Representing... with Ruby being the guy, Sapphire being the girl. So they're just Brendan and May from this game. Actually, wait, I'm jumping the gun. In my dream, I was at some weird, like, school dance in my high school. And I was watching this YouTube video, which is about Pokemon Generation 3. Which is this one, if you didn't know. And there is this part where, basically, spoiler alert, spoilers for Pokemon Adventures Ruby Sapphire arc ahead. Ruby and Sapphire eventually kind of reveal that they are like each other's childhood crushes because they met when they were like 5 in like a freak accident or a freak coincidence. It's like one of those stories you see on the internet where it's like, help me find this one girl I met when I was 4 years old, Twitter, please. And then, oh crap, hold on, I'm not paying attention to what's happening here. Oh, that actually did a lot of damage though. I guess those extra 5 levels really made a difference. I might not have even needed Takedown. Actually, I didn't calculate in the buff to Mudshot I got from Soft Stand. So it actually would have been 55 times 1.1, which would be 60.5 times 1.5, which would be 90.75 or something like that. No, I think it'd be 90.25. I don't know, man. I don't know how to do decimals anymore. It'd be 90-ish, and then that would have gone down to 45 was the not very effective, which would have actually made it stronger than Tackle. So wow, mass fail. Good job, me. I might have not needed to do that at all. Okay. Well, we got a great story out of it, which I need to finish anyway. Gosh, I got really sidetracked. So basically, I was at the school dance. I had my computer there for some reason. I was watching this video about Gen 3. So Ruby and Sapphire declared their love to each other in the manga. And the video I was watching had like an animated version of that. And I was like, this is so good. So I just kept on watching that one part of the video like again and again, just on repeat. But then like, I had to leave the dance. And I left the hall, the cafeteria where it was being held in. But I left my computer in there, so like, oh no, I can't rewatch the video 80 more times. But because it was so dark in there and it was dangerous, I had to wait until the morning to actually retrieve it. But whenever I got there, I got the video back, and I watched it to the end, and it revealed that in a recent in a recent chapter of the Pokemon Adventures manga, it revealed that Ruby is actually transgender, and that but he's still getting to go out with Sapphire, and they're just a lesbian couple now. So tying back to what I was talking about earlier in the video was Azurill. I wasn't planning that, but you'd think I was. Anyways, and this actually had really weird ramifications. Like, after that, I went and I watched someone who was doing a Let's Play of one of these Hoenn games. I was watching Big Dip on a Bus do a Let's Play of, I don't remember if it was Ruby or Sapphire or Emerald or what, but because of what happened in the manga, he was not having to refer to his player character with feminine pronouns. So that was sort of like odd. I don't know if that, I guess that technically wouldn't have affected the game's canon, but whatever. It was a dream. Don't question the dream logic. So speaking of lesbians, I finished watching Stranger Things Season 3 yesterday. I'm a bit late to the party. It's been out for like 2 months. But yeah, I liked it pretty well. I've been a fan of the show since Season 1, but I don't know. I think Season 3 actually is my favorite so far. Probably not a lot of people are going to have that opinion, but it's just, I love shows when they go for the bigger and the better. Or not necessarily better, but when they go for like bigger, grander stories, and like there's so many characters, and it's done all the like wound together fairly well. I like what they did with the existing characters. Wasn't so sure about it like at first, whenever like the season first started. Those first couple episodes, I was like, I don't know about the direction this is going, but once the plot got moving, I was like, all right, never mind. This is awesome. It was just a really interesting scenario. I won't say anything spoilery. I know it's been out for a little while, but there might have be some other late watchers like me. Oh crap, I already technically spoiled something, but we're just gonna forget about that. Anyway, so back to Pokemon. Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you're watching this in the future, those are currently in like development, or they're being like marketed, so they might actually be mostly done. And there's not going to be an actual next in that game, and everyone's angry. I don't care that much personally, but I understand. I can kind of understand the anger. It is a step. It is a step for the franchise. I actually had a really long conversation with the Stevenson about this. I should get him on here so we can talk about it together, man. But he has a lot of observations about the Pokemon franchise, which I just thought were really interesting. Anyway, I also have a lot of observations about the Pokemon franchise, which might or might not be very interesting. How long have I been recording? About 48 minutes. Just going to save the game just in case, because you never know what's gonna happen. Anyways, while I was telling my weird dream, honestly, compared to most of my dreams, that one was pretty tame. Most of them are weirder than that. But I was getting give me just one sec. Well, I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, I got the item finder, and that's why I've been using to find a bunch of hidden items, like on that beach. Because otherwise they're pretty difficult to find. My knowledge of this game isn't quite good enough to remember like literally all of them. I just remember like the kind of obvious ones. Yeah, beaches in Pokemon games tend to have a lot of hidden items. It's a trend you may have noticed. Okay, whatever. Get out of here. Okay, no, I need to stop speeding up. Now that we're not in grind mode anymore, I don't need to. Okay, so there's also a lot of hidden items around here. They knew what they were doing by giving you the item finder in this part of the game. Great ball. Excellent, that's useful. Considering I'm not catching any Pokemon in this run. But that's okay, it's not going to cave up item space because of the way the game organizes items in this. Which is nice. Don't stop speeding it up, okay. I've developed a habit. Yeah, so that normally would have been a pretty interesting fight because both of those are grass types, but now I have my anti-grass type deterrent here with takedown. If Grovyle can take it, those schmucks can't take it. That's what I say right here, right now, today. I have foreseen your intentions. I cannot possibly lose. You want to bet on that? Play the High School Musical 2-song Bet on It here. The High School Musical trilogy is so weird for me. Like, I never really liked it, not even when I was a kid. But each movie has like one song which I actually like, and I just don't like anything else in them. It's also been like a long time since I've seen any of them, so who knows how I feel about it today. But, you know, when you're a kid, usually you like pretty much everything. So if I didn't like it, it's usually not a good sign. Like, I remember the first time, a lot of people have this experience when they're kids of, like, they kind of have their first, like, disappointing experience with a media property. Or you just kind of assume that everything on TV or in the theaters is good. And then you see that one thing which is like terrible and you're like, oh, things can be bad too. Like there's a video called Sugar Conroy Talks SpongeBob in which he and Pie Guy Rules talk about that. I think it's that video. For me, that experience was The Last Airbender. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of my favorite shows ever. But the movie, I don't know what I'm doing here. Getting so wound up about Avatar here that I forget to pick the berries. But yeah, the movie it was just done in such a weird way. I really found the ending to be like anticlimactic. For me, endings kind of like count for a lot. I don't know why I am that way, but you have to have a big epic ending. That's why I liked Endgame. That's why I liked Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the final Battle of Hogwarts bit. Like, those types of, like, media experiences are what I live for, where just all the characters come in and they're all just wailing, and it's just utter chaos. Anyways, I feel like I was trying to make a point there and I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, so The Last Airbender wasn't that great. I also was actually, speaking of Harry Potter, I was disappointed with the Half-Blood Prince movie. I don't really know why. That one specifically, I haven't seen it since then. Like, because like that book is actually my favorite of the Harry Potter books. But just the movie just didn't do it for me. I don't know. Maybe it was too much romance, except the romance was in the book too, so I don't know why that would be the reason. I don't know, man. The romance in that movie was pretty awkward. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh well, I don't really need to worry about it right now anyway. Or ever, honestly. That lady just doesn't exist. Oh, wipe her from your memory. Woohoo, your Pokemon look pretty strong. Woohoo, thanks. Alright, and he gives you Rock Smash, which we'll need later. Alright, so looks like I'm gonna beat the 3rd gym here and then call it a day. Actually, there's something I need to do before I do that. Actually, I mean, it's not important for me, but I feel like I should show it anyway. Just a lot of easy experience, except depending on what your team composition is, it might not be easy. I'll explain that in a bit. I don't know why I'm checking my party. There's literally nothing in it except for Mudden. So when I go to this guy and, well, what have we here? A most energetic customer. You call me Rydell. Your running shoes, they're awfully... Okay, he gives you a bike. And to start, you're gonna wanna get a mock bike. But I'm probably gonna be switching between these a few times over the course of this game. Yeah, you're a real sweetheart, thank you. Okay. So now we're gonna go back to the route we were just in. And explore a whole other side of it we never saw before. 2 seconds of the music and then it goes back to the road music. Dun, dun, dun. Immediately goes back to the route music. So on this is the cycling road. First of all, I'm gonna get a terrible score here, but I'm gonna do my best. Oh, trainer. Okay, so there's a bunch of people around this area who are like obsessed with the triathlon. Actually, there's 3 different trainer types who are all triathletes, which is kind of neat. These are bikers, obviously. I'll be seeing the other 2 as the game goes on. Yeah, so all these have... There's a lot of magnemites here, which are electric steel, so... Mudden has absolutely no problems here, but the other starters might struggle. Actually, if you picked Torchic, yeah, shut up, dude. I don't care. I don't care what you sing, just as long as it's... Alright, sorry. Oh, I need to stop doing this to myself. Magnemite. If you have Combustion, or if you have Marshtomp, or if you have a Graveler, then they're not that bad. But if you don't have any fighting or ground types, which is likely considering... So okay, so here's everything so far which is good against Magnemite. If you chose Torchic as your starter, you have that. If you chose MaDKIP as your starter and it's evolved, you have that. If you caught a Geodude in Dewford Cave, you have that. If you caught a Makihita there, or got it in a trade in Respo City, you have that. And then there's also Nansada, except that doesn't really even count, because it can't learn ground-type moves until like level 40. So basically there's like 3 Pokemon that are good against these guys. Whoa, my brakes failed! So otherwise you're probably going to have to go with something like just using a neutrally effective water-type move. Which kind of sucks. My thighs are like rocks. Heck yeah. I'm getting distracted here. Yeah, you may notice that these trainers are in rather odd get-ups. That's because they're biking right now, but they also have to be dressed to swim later. So yeah, there you go. Triathlons. I've never been to one. I'm not an athletic person. And everything else I just said about Magnemite is relevant because the gym leader has some... This gym can be very tough if you didn't choose MaDKIP as your starter. And that's why I said back in episode 1 that MaDKIP is objectively the best starter. Because basically it's the only thing that will like get you through this gym without like a lot of pain. Or grinding. Or a Geodude. If you catch a Geodude, you level up to level 17, it learns Magnitude, which can also pretty much clear through that gym. But, like, you don't want to use a Geodude in every single run of this game, most likely. So it can be a struggle. Fighting type Pokemon help, but not everything in there is weak to fighting, and there's one Pokemon in particular who's quite tough. I think, maybe that's just an Emerald, I guess we'll find out. I shouldn't panic when I'm at the disco. Alright, and I think this is the last trainer. Actually, no, there's one other one who I ignored. Alright, let's just finish this off. Yeah, I've had runs of this where I got to this point and I had like a grass type and like a bug type, a normal type, and a flying type. And it's just like getting through this section is like excruciatingly hard. If I were smart, I might have just skipped it, but you kind of need the experience for the gym anyway, because that's also going to be a hoot and a holler. Crash and burn! Alright, and the last trainer, which you may not immediately see, is over here. Oh, that's a use my wonders. I am absolutely okay with being dazzled by your wonders. Oh, Psychic Jacqueline. My therapist's name is Jacqueline. I take that back. Alright, so you're easy as pie. Abra actually usually doesn't know any moves, but if a trainer has one, it'll know Hidden Power, which is just a move that has a random type. Alright, so let me try this course again and actually show you how you do it actually well. You just have to try to avoid running into anything or anyone. Gosh dang it, gosh dang it. Okay, no, we're gonna try that again. In fact, I think I'm gonna save state for this. I want to get the best message. It screws me up a little bit because I'm used to doing this on Game Boy Advance, and the timing with the directional buttons is slightly different when you're on emulator. Okay, I think I did it. 9.41 seconds. So if you can get like 9 or 10 seconds on the clock and no collisions, he'll give you the best possible message you can get for that. And so now I feel good about myself. Let's go beat up Watson. Oh wait, I forgot about you. Hi, Wally. Aw, Uncle, please. I want to challenge this gym and see how much better I've become. Please, may I? Now hold on, Wally. Since you started living with Pokémon, you have grown quite a lot stronger. But don't you think you're pushing it to suddenly challenge a gym? I'm not pushing it. If I combine forces with Ralts, we can beat anyone. Including me. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, this fight is usually not very difficult because Ralts has really crappy stats. If it had been evolved, it honestly wouldn't even have been that much better. Curly also has really crappy stats. But don't worry, Wally does eventually get tough. We'll be seeing that later in the game. But for now, one shot. I lost. Poor Wally. I do kind of feel bad for beating him up here every time I go through it. But once again, he'll come back fighting. They all do. Yeah, I was actually. So you don't actually get anything for visiting them, but yeah, I don't know. If you care about the story, you can do that. But why would story be in my Pokemon game? Hi, my name is Steven. Okay, no, I'll shut up. I'm sorry. Let's save real quick. And go challenge the gym. And then I think I'm gonna call this a recording session. I have no clue what video I'm on now. I'll figure that out in editing. Alright. By electric soul, it'll shatter your dreams whole. Oh yeah! Yeah, these guys are a little bit extra. Well, I mean, it's a rock star. What do you expect? Oh. Sorry, I accidentally opened my start menu. Or I don't even know what that was. I opened something. So yeah, since I did start with MaDKIP, the gym's going to be extremely easy. Which, once again, is why MaDKIP is the best starter, objectively. They really did not give you any good options to take down this gym other than just MaDKIP and Geodude. Like, you may think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. You go try this gym with a normal team. Alright, and now we're at level 34, getting pretty close to evolution time. That was plugged in, amped up, overdriven electric man. You can't trust the system, man. The gym's got specials, isn't it fun? No. Youngster Ben. Now, this guy, for some reason, has an Zigzagoon. The Zigzagoon does no Shockwave, which is an electric type move, but it's still a little bit funny to me. It's no fun to lose. That was my best impression. I trained under Watson. There's no way I'd lose easily. You want to put that to the test? You want to put the pedal to the metal? You want to put the... I can't think of another saying. You want to put your nose to the grindstone? You want to oil your horses? That didn't make any sense. Oh no, not another Voltorb. What am I gonna do against this one? Oh look, it's the Krusty Krab. Stomp! Yeah, okay. You can quit with the electric guitar puns. With my charm and my Pokemon's moves, you'll be shocked. So here's something I always found rather amusing, and my sister noticed this too. This girl is a Meditite. So did the first trainer in the last gym. And it's just like, I don't know why Meditite keeps appearing in these gyms. It doesn't really it belonged in the last gym. It doesn't really belong here. You don't actually get Meditite for like a long time. So, I don't know. There's just something intrinsically amusing to me about it. Alright, so once you finish all the trainers, we can move on to the big boss. Oh, I've given up my plus. No, I'm not gonna voice act this guy. My throat's starting to get sore. We're about to get electrified. See, we have a big old jolly old man. Spoiler alert, in Pokemon Adventures, Watson dies. I don't think he actually dies. He like almost dies. That manga got pretty intense. Alright, so here's Magneton, who would normally be a huge challenge, but MaDKIP, so it's not a challenge. Also, I'm like 10 levels over leveled. Alright, level 35. Just one. I was actually hoping I'll end this video by evolving like I did with the first gym, but no such luck. Alright, so now we can use Rock Smash out of battle, and we will have to before long, unfortunately. This is where the moveset of poor Muddin is going to start just being HM move and more HM moves. Which kind of sucks, because then we can't use good ground type moves anymore after a while. But we'll get to that when we get to there. That won't be until like the end of the game. Alright, so... Oh, actually, before I leave, I'm gonna talk to this guy. There's like 5 different things this guy can be that's randomized between your save file. I'm the bard. Would you like to hear my song? Me too, dude. Me too. Yeah, well, sure. Alright, we're just gonna bring this whole video full circle, everyone. Alright, you do that, man. The Beatles did it and it worked out for them too. Alright, next time on Pokemon Ruby, I'll be continuing into the great unknown. See you guys then.